And now, presented by Sprite, the 2K pregame show.
Hello again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson along with Shaquille O'Neal on 2K Sports, and the NBA season is about to begin. And in our matchup tonight, we'll see the Portland Trail Blazers going up against the San Antonio Spurs. You take a look at the Spurs. Finally, we get to stop talking about this team and actually get to see them in action. Feels like it's been a long offseason. All right, Shaq, the state of the game when it comes to centers. You know, decades ago, you had some of the greatest to ever play the game. How do you rank some of your favorites in the present-day game?
I'm going to just give you a few names, Ernie. DeMarcus Cousins, he can score, he can rebound, he's underrated on defense. Dwight Howard, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. Resume speaks for itself, even though I think he should average 28 and 15. Brook Lopez, maybe the best low-post scorer in the game today. Joakim Noah, reigning Defensive Player of the Year, passion and all-around impact. And my last, Ernie, Andre Drummond. He's a beast. It might be his league in a few years.
Those are some good ones. Well done. Let us send it down now to Kevin Harlan as we approach tip-off.
Let's meet your Portland Trail Blazers. At center, a 7-footer from Stanford, number 42, Robin Lopez. At guard, 6'5" from Marquette, number 2, Wesley Matthews. From Le Mans, number 88, Nicolas Batum. At guard, 6'3" from Weber State, wearing number 0, Damian Lillard. And at forward, 6'11" from Texas, number 12, the L-Train, LaMarcus Aldridge. The head coach for your home team is Terry Stotts.
Greetings, everyone. 2K Sports brings you the NBA. This is Kevin Harlan. I'm joined by Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr as we get set to bring you all the action. We're live from Portland, where the Trail Blazers have home court advantage. And it's going to be the Spurs off the tip. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. On the court right now for the Spurs. Down low, it's Duncan and Splitter. Parker and Danny Green are your 1 and your 2. And it's Leonard in at the small forward position. Back to Parker. Clock at 6. And it's good. He planted his feet on the pick and shielded the defender off.
You know, for a long time, people would think about the Spurs as a slow-it-down team. But we've had an explosive offense the past few seasons.
Now, here's Lopez. Aldridge sets up the pick now for Batum. At the elbow, it's Aldridge. And that one's good.
Nice pass. He got the ball right into his teammate's shooting pocket. On time and on target.
Portland on defense. Parker with it. Outside, Green. Here's the 3. Trying to get open is Lopez. Green, no luck. The Blazers on offense. Lillard outside. Aldridge kicks to Lopez. Right block shot. Good, and Aldridge gets the assist. Lopez has got his first points of the night.
And that's the goal every time down. Just find a high percentage shot.
Matthews against Green. Here's the screen. Duncan with the screen on Matthews. Back to Parker. Just 5 on the clock. That's good with time running down on the shot clock. Parker's got his second basket of the night.
Well, some weak defensive coverage there, and I'm pretty sure they didn't plan on starting this game out like that, giving such easy access to the rim.
Now, here's Lillard. Here's Aldridge trying to get open as Lopez. And Aldridge gets it to go on the assist by Lillard.
Maybe they're still working out the kinks defensively because that was a blatant mistake.
Parker outside. And Green now, top of the key. Connects from three-point range. Green's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Yeah, 3 out of 4 from the floor, so a good start for this club.
Danny Green, a nice find by the Spurs as a 3-and-D role player. And the Spurs always seem to find those kind of guys. A mid-second round pick was Green. He got waived by the Cavs, spent some time playing abroad. Now he holds the record for three-pointers made in the final.
Duncan outside. They set the pick. Parker with no one around. That 3 off the mark. Here's Switter, and he slams it one-handed.
You know, the dunks are few and far between for the big guy, but every once in a while we get one just like that.
It's not hard to believe that kind of size might keep you from being a high flyer.
Yeah, that's a lot of man right there to try to get up off the ground, Kevin.
Lillard with a screen for Lopez. Aldridge with a screen on Parker. Over in the corner, Lillard. And good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. And for Danny Green, guys, a quality defender at either wing position. And, you know, Steve, as you like to say, a floor spacer offensively.
That's right. Two-way guys, Kevin. Two-way players. That's what the playoffs are all about. You think about the success Green has had the last couple of seasons, defending star players at one end, knocking down big threes at the other. Wow, what a player he's become.
Now, here's Lillard. That's in and out. Dorsberg who caught up with head coach Terry Stotts. DB?
I asked him what they needed to key in on defensively, and he said, well, we've got to limit penetration by Tony Parker. He's really the, quote, head of the snake, and with his floater, he doesn't need to get all the way to the rim to score. It's crucial that we do our best to keep him outside the lane. Guys, that's no easy assignment. We'll see how much success they have defensively.
Thanks a lot, Doris. Here's what Portland's going with right now. Chris Kaman is checked in for Lopez. Robinson comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Wright is checked in for Wesley Matthews. And Steve Blake is subbed in for Lillard. Now here's Kaman. 6 on the shot clock. Wright dishes to Batum. San Antonio with the rebound. Here's Mills. And there's the pass to Diaw. In low to Duncan. It's good. The assist that time from Diaw. Duncan's got his first basket of the night.
The Blazers really were elite offensively. Shot it well, passed it well, took care of it. But defense is where they've got to show continued improvement. Last season, Terry Stotts overhauled their defensive principles, but they were still in the bottom third of the league when it came to getting stops.
And it's Kaman missing. San Antonio leading by 5. Now Ginobili. 59 seconds left in the first quarter. Mills with it, right on him. A floater. Shot's good by Mills. And the Blazers, with length in their front court, adding Lopez, helped them inside immensely.
But they allowed opponents to shoot well from the three-point line and forced the least turnovers in the league last year. They can do better. I think they have the physical tools. It's really about focus and really continuity.
Here's Wright following the bucket by the Spurs to the left side wing. Kaman passes to Wright. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down. For San Antonio, they've gone 7 of 9 from the field. A really nice start offensively for them. 1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Screen by Duncan. And Mills kicks to Duncan. To the middle. Shot clock at 6. And right, here we go. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. This is his first free throw of the game.
Now, last season he made good on about 3 of every 4 free throws, almost exactly 75%.
First free throw is good. That one misses. Here's Mills. No luck. And we reached the end of the first quarter. Spurs out in front, up by 4. The second quarter coming up right after this break, so don't go. All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. Guys, what's your take on the Spurs so far?
Really good sign offensively the way they started this game out, getting a lot of hoops from close range.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to get baskets inside. I know you were a three-point shooter, Steve, and a really good one, but it's always easier to score in the paint.
Trailblazers trail by 4.
Spurs were able to take the top seed in the West once again and set themselves up for yet another deep playoff run.
Matthews and Aldridge are the forwards ending. Steve Blake is out there with Damian Lillard. And it's Robinson in at the 5, roaming the paint. They're the group the Portland Trailblazers will start the second quarter with. Just 2 to shoot, and the shot is good. Lillard's got the first points up on the board here in the second quarter for the Trailblazers.
As you said, the Spurs were the top seed coming into the playoffs and in the West, but they were pushed to the limit early by Dallas before cruising to the NBA Finals. And I can go back a number of years where the number 1 seed has had a tough time in its first round matchup only to get to the NBA Finals and in some cases win it.
Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have?
Hey, Kevin. Well, Boris Diaw grew up idolizing Magic Johnson and obsessed with passing. And close friend Tony Parker said he didn't care about stats. He was always so unselfish. After being waived by Charlotte for refusing to score more points, Diaw has found a fit with the Spurs. He said, quote, "It was always the team that made the most sense." Kevin?
He had Tony there telling him about their philosophy, Doris. What a great run. What a great run. Thank you. That is good. And it's a 6-point Spurs lead. And for the Spurs in their run to yet another NBA title, they didn't seem to have any weakness in any facet of their game.
And, you know, a little bit of that was overlooked, I thought, Kevin, heading into the final series against Miami, but certainly not afterwards. One of the things that so impressed me was the depth, the quality of play that the Spurs got from everybody that Greg Popovich called on. And that really was the difference. They had 8, 9 guys playing at a high level when Miami only had 1 or 2 guys most nights.
That's a great thought. Here's Aldridge after the made shot from Manu Ginobili. Lillard attacking. Baseline J on the way. And good on the basket. Book it. Lillard's got 4 points this quarter.
Now they got the most out of that possession, guys.
Outside, Green. Parker left side. All sorts of time. And the rebound goes to Lopez.
You just assume he's going to knock those down when he's as open as he was there.
Lillard against Parker. Aldridge sets up the pick now for Lillard. To the wing right side. Right side Aldridge. The Trailblazers need to get off a shot. He trains it as the shot clock ticks down. And it's now only a 1-point Spurs lead.
And he's shaking off a poor first quarter shooting effort. He's really starting to turn it on now, guys.
Diaw, the screen. Over to the left wing. And Parker gets it to go. The assist from Thiago Splitter. And it's 6 points for Parker. Well, Tony Parker, an excellent scorer. Creative finisher, certainly inside with a smooth pull-up jump shot from mid-range. Steve, when he gets in the lane, he is dynamite.
And he draws fouls at a very high rate for a point guard. He's so good at initiating contact and then forcing the officials to make a call. And what that does, it gets you free points. It also allows you to set up your defense at the other end.
And here is Green. He kicks it to Diaw. Passes to Parker. Fades. And that one's good. Parker's got 4 points now in the quarter.
His shooting's been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons his team is up in this game.
Trailblazers trail by 3. Lillard outside. Aldridge with a screen on Parker. Lillard attacking. He used that pick to get in close. Lillard's got 11 points.
No misses for him yet in this quarter. Solid as a rock.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
One thing that Damian Lillard has made abundantly clear in his first few seasons in the league is that he is a force when the game is in its late stages. Just steps things up in a big way every fourth quarter.
Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for Steve Blake. San Antonio also making some changes. Duncan comes in for Splitter. And it's Mills in for Tony Parker. All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Greg Popovich coaching his team during that last break. Teamwork was the theme of the discussion in that huddle. He said, quote, "Good shots are there for us on the perimeter if we share the ball, work it around, and find the open man." The other thing he stressed was the need to be disciplined on offense. He asked for good ball movement and good shot selection. Well, Coach not wasting any time in tweaking the game plan. We'll see if it makes a difference as we approach halftime, Kevin.
All right, Doris, thank you very much. And the Spurs pushing it up now. Green leading the charge. Leonard, no luck. Trailblazers trail by 3.
And it's really rare to see someone Lillard's age be able to be so calm and collected when the fourth quarter rolls around. I think it's a tribute to his level of confidence, and that confidence is mixed with humility, and that's a nice combination that allows him to perform well late in games.
Now Diaw following the three-point attempt by Wesley Matthews. And the wide open shot from Green. From outside, off the mark.
Kind of rare to see him come up empty on a wide open look.
Now, here's Lillard, covered by Mills. Lillard dishes to Batum. Portland moving the ball around. And it's Aldridge missing. Well, you look at the way he approaches the game, the way Lillard can take over as a playmaker, and he has all the ingredients really to dominate the fourth quarter.
It's a big reason why he led the Blazers back in so many games last year and even exploded for 25 points in one fourth quarter. So, you know, that game still sticks out to me as one of the most dominating performances I've seen, and it just showed how talented this kid is.
San Antonio leading. Shot and game clock separated by 5. Duncan with the screen for Green. And Mills kicks to Green. Pass to Duncan. 5 on the clock. And stolen by Lillard. And now running up the court, Lillard pushing it up. And Aldridge the basket on the assist by Lillard. 10 points for Aldridge.
Yeah, nice fast break from start to finish, guys.
Especially on the back end. I mean, he polished it off perfectly.
And the first half ends in a close one. Trailblazers lead by 1. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. Coach, you haven't seen much work put in off the bench thus far. When we see that second unit after the break, what are you hoping to see from them?
I just want to have a semblance of motion so that they know where they're going and the ball moves. They don't play in a crowd. And just basically see if they know what they're doing.
We'll see, Coach. Thanks for the time. Guys.
Thank you, Doris. And we'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half. Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. We're seeing a tremendous game from Damian Lillard.
You know, he spoils us with his performances game in and game out. And so far, just another big scoring night for him.
Typically, when he puts up that many points in the first half, he's going to follow it up with a better second half. We'll see if that happens here.
Portland leading. Here's who Greg Popovich is starting in the second half. Parker and Danny Green are your 1 and your 2. Down low, it's Duncan and Splitter. And it's Leonard in at the small forward.
Aldridge can do so many things on a basketball floor. It shouldn't really come as a surprise when he switches his style up. Last year, I thought he played a lot more with his back to the basket.
Now, here's Green. They set the pick. Back to Parker. 6 to shoot. Drills it from outside. Parker's got the opening bucket to start the second half for the Spurs.
Defense just has to fight over the top of those screens.
Especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, he doesn't miss too many open shots.
Batum a screen on Green. Matthews passes to Batum. Left side, Batum. Matthews against Green. And Matthews gets it to go. And to add what you said about Aldridge, the years before his last season, he tended to face up to the basket and Clark shoot over people, which was fine as he was so gifted at it.
But I think with the change to the Blazers' offensive schemes and just the way the team wanted to approach the season, they needed more of a back-to-the-basket guy, and Aldridge was as dominant as ever stepping into that role, in addition to still being able to knock down that face-up jumper.
Now, here's Lillard. He's got 11. Outside Matthews. Back to Lillard. Lets a floater go. That's good. Lillard's got 13 points.
You know, that's one way he can finish, but not the only way. He's got a lot of tricks up his sleeve.
And a chance here to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Doris Burke. Hi, Doris.
Well, guys, Coach Greg Popovich, the reigning coach of the year, a big part of his approach is empowering players. He says, quote, it's a player's game, and they've got to take charge. Rather than try to manipulate them, he said, it's a great feeling when players get together and do things as a group. Kevin?
Thanks, Doris.
You know, giving his players room to lead and allowing them to take ownership, I mean, I think that's part of the genius of Popovich.
A nice shot by Aldridge.
Their second half has started quite well. They've been good on 3 of their first 4 attempts.
Spurs trail by 4. After a 2-year absence from the playoffs, the Portland Trail Blazers able to get back into it last year to face Houston in the 4-5 seeded matchup.
And they jockeyed as hard as they could to get that home court advantage, but just couldn't quite grab hold of it. Still, they were able to get by a very tough Houston team in round 1.
So for the Trail Blazers, Kaman comes in for Robin Lopez, and it's Thomas Robinson in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Bellinelli, he's checked in for the Spurs. Ginobili comes in for Daniel Green. A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter.
Get by Houston with an incredible shot at that, but you know things were different when they ran into the machine known as the San Antonio Spurs in the second round.
Now here's Matthews. Lillard left side. Back to Matthews. Fires the 3. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up. Lillard's got 4 assists now tonight.
Everything working for him out of the half as they've hit 4 of their first 5 shots. And as you said about Portland, they just couldn't deal with the Spurs over the course of a series and ended up out after the second round. Still, a really nice showing from a young team with a lot of upside.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Guys, thank you. I got a chance to hear what Greg Popovich was saying to his team. He told his guys, when we've got the ball, let's take it right into the teeth of the defense. Attacking the basket is going to be their MO. He also wants them to concentrate on working as a team at the offensive end. Passing, patience, and teamwork. Those were the messages. Those are likely not the last adjustments they make today, guys. There's still time left in this one. Back to you, Kevin.
And thanks for that story, Doris. And here is Ginobili after Damian Lillard was able to get the 3 to go. That's good. Ginobili's got his second bucket tonight.
Signature basket for him there. And, you know, they can turn this deficit around pretty quickly if he gets on a roll.
Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over.
The Blazers were one of the pleasant surprises of the season last year. A lot of their wins at home. Very tough here in the Rose Garden.
And Portland making a change here. Lights checked in. And San Antonio with the change here, too. Diaz checked in. Portland with the ball. 4-point game. Batum with the ball. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Right outside. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
That's his first personal foul.
31 wins, Clark, for the Blazers here in Portland. Very tough in this arena.
And you know, you hear about how some places are loud, like Oracle and Oklahoma can be. Oracle, the home of the Golden State Warriors. But this Portland crowd is as loud as it gets. Got to give some credit to the Rowdy Rip City bunch. And they've been that way since back in my day when I was playing in the early 80s.
Gosh, I can't even remember that. This past offseason, the Spurs found themselves with a bit of wiggle room when it came to the salary cap.
For so long, Kevin, they've been able to only make moves through the draft, and with minor adjustments, things they really do well, but the flexibility was new to them, and I'm sure they'll take full advantage of it.
Well, for the Spurs, who knows what the future holds? It's an aging team, but they do have some players to build around, and so they could have gone in any direction with their cap space.
Mills with it, covered by Lillard. Mills dishes to Bellinelli. 1:32 left in the third quarter of the game. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Diaw, the screen. Here's Mills. Can't get it to go. Now the Trailblazers take it the other way.
You know, with the Spurs and their offseason options, it's actually going to get more flexible after the end of the 2015 season when they can practically build their entire team from scratch. Almost zero salary commitments for them at the end of the 2015 season.
Now Mills. Nicholas Batum missing from long range. Now Mills. Dishes it to Ginobili. That one goes. Count it. Ginobili's got 4 points now in the quarter.
You know, the only tough part of that basket for him was getting into such good position. The rest of it seemed easy.
Lillard outside. Ginobili against Batum. Offensive rebound. They shoot again. And Robinson with the layup. Robinson's got the lead up to 6 now for Portland. We've got 28 seconds left to play in the third. And Mills kicks to Diaw. Ginobili on the wing. The feed now to Duncan. Just 5 on the clock. It's Ginobili with the drive. Great D that time from Batum.
He got a great read of where that miss was going, and that allowed him to be the first guy to it and get the putback.
Up in time. No good. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. It's the Trailblazers up by 4 from Portland. We're back in a moment. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
Well, it had to be this play, don't you think, Kevin? Sure. This is just a phenomenal pass. Made the defense look like they had no idea what was going on.
What precision with that pass.
Beautiful.
Spurs trail by 4. Aldridge and Lopez are down low. Filling out the wings, it's Matthews and Batum. And it's Lillard in at the point. That's the group in the game for the Trailblazers. Now here's Parker. Good! Parker's got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for the Spurs.
Well, those are key baskets, and we know he can deliver down the stretch.
Now here's Lillard. Here's Lopez, and you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
And he just used his height that time down low. That's going to be pretty hard to defend against.
All right, well, look at how the points have been generated so far. Scoring breakdown for the Trailblazers.
The line for 1.
Boy, their passing has been picturesque, a thing of beauty in both halves. More than a few of their baskets have come off assists.
And another thing that's obviously helped them here, guys, is how hot they've been from the three-point line. They've been on fire.
Now here's Parker. Here's Splitter. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Parker's got 3 assists now in this one. Trailblazers leading by 3. Lillard attacking. Hit his leg. And it's whistled a kick. Batum against Leonard. Here is Matthews. There's the dish to Lillard. Shot clock at 6. Pulls up. And right through it goes. And the Trailblazers lead by 5.
You know, tired legs can affect you at the defensive end, and I think that's what's happening right here.
I agree, because as much offense as we saw early, we're seeing even more of it here late.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. Damian Lillard, drafted with the 6th pick back in 2011. That pick, guys, acquired from the Nets in an exchange for Gerald Wallace. Steve, I'd say a pretty good trade for the Blazers.
Yeah, well, remember the Nets were in win-now mode. They were trying to keep Darren Williams happy, so they felt like the trade for Wallace would do that. The Blazers, in turn, I mean, they were rebuilding, and so they found the perfect deal at the right time and ended up drafting the future Rookie of the Year.
Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Guys, thank you. I got a chance to hear what Greg Popovich was saying to his team. With a deficit as we approach the final buzzer, he stayed upbeat, saying, listen, we can battle back, fellas. Just stay with me. I need all-out effort here, and we can bring it home. Fellas?
And we've made our way through just over a minute and a half in this fourth quarter. Shot clock at 3. That is good.
And Lillard's star is continuing to rise, but, you know, he still thrives on that underdog status. He shrugs off the hype, doesn't really let it affect him. He still looks at himself as a 2-star recruit from Weber State, fighting for respect, and it's serving him well as he continues to grow as an NBA player.
Now here's Green, following the miss by LaMarcus Aldridge. And Matthews kicks to Batum. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
It's been the story of the game for him. Fortunately, his teammates have bailed him out. And Lillard embracing the humble, grinding persona. He plays the game with tremendous confidence. An assassin's mentality, and his disposition has really rubbed off on this entire Blazer team.
That one misses for Batum. Nicholas Batum, the 25th pick back in 2008. He's played his entire career, Steve, with this Blazer team.
Yeah, and a coveted player league-wide, Kevin, because he plays both ends. Excellent defender. He's got that length, good three-point shooter. And remember, the Timberwolves tried to sign him as a restricted free agent a couple of years ago, but the Blazers matched that four-year, $46 million offer.
Now, here's Lillard. Kawhi Leonard unable to get his shot to go. Here's Aldridge. Drills the baseline jumper. And it's a 6-point Trailblazer lead.
That's a clean look they gave him there, fellas, and he drains those. And, you know, Batum is viewed as a potential defensive stopper. Has not quite reached that level yet, struggling against stronger three men, but his length and mobility do make him a factor.
And that one's good. Parker.
Guys, he shot a very good percentage today, and they've needed it.
Trailblazers leading by 4. Now a timeout called by Portland.
And for Batum defensively, a good shot blocker. Not as many steals as you might expect, but between his rebounding and his efficient scoring, he's a quality player.
Duncan, he's checked in for Boris Diaw. On defense, San Antonio. And he gets it to go. Lillard's got the lead up to 6 now for Portland.
Really tough to get that shot off with the size differential there. That's not an individual matchup he's going to win every time, especially in the post.
Very well done. I didn't think he had any business operating down there with the big fellas.
Now here's Parker. Feeds it to Splitter. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Parker's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. For Portland, they've gone 5 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the 4th. Strong work at that end of the floor. Here's Aldridge. No good on the shot, a bit long that time.
Rebounds are split just about down the middle in this game, Clark.
I'd venture to guess whichever team is able to maintain that energy level on the glass will have the upper hand the rest of the way.
Leonard kicks to Green. Down to 5 on the shot clock. 17-foot shot on the way. And it's San Antonio with another. Now a timeout called by Portland. They're in front by 2. 1:44 left in the game. Ginobili's checked in for the Spurs. .44 left in the 4th quarter of this one. Kicks it to Aldridge. Pulls up from the corner. And right on target. Good. Aldridge has got 4 points in the quarter.
He is setting this place on fire, fellas. His shooting has been off the charts.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. They trailed by 4. 1:37 left in the 4th quarter. Parker kicks to Duncan. Shoots from the block. Good on the shot.
Now they read the defense perfectly that time.
The Trailblazers have gone 6 of 9 on their field goal attempts since the start of the 4th quarter. Lillard the pass to Aldridge. And Lillard kicks to Batum. Here's Aldridge. Duncan with the block. It's deflected. Batum with the steal. Lillard outside. Aldridge with a screen on Parker. And Lillard kicks to Batum. Can't get the three to fall. The Spurs have gotten 7 of their 8 shots to fall here in the fourth. A tremendous offensive outburst. Ginobili dishes to Parker. Pass to Duncan. To take the lead. Leonard, no luck. Portland's gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. Guys, they're not going to be in any rush on this possession.
Not with the lead. I mean, now's the time to use the clock to your advantage. Take your time. Milk the clock a little bit. Just look at what Aldridge is doing.
San Antonio calls timeout. They're down by 4. 27 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Here's Ginobili. To the inside. Here's Splitter. Here's Duncan. Nails it. And he has brought them to within 2 points.
Huge points.
That's beyond huge, Steve. I mean, they needed that bucket desperately.
And they commit an intentional foul. We'll see another one of those so they can get into the penalty.
Yeah, no question the right call at this point. You can't let them just dribble it out.
That's right. I mean, you've got to send them to the line and hope for a few misses.
And an intentional foul right there.
That's his first personal foul. 14 foul. At the line for Trailblazers, Wesley Matthews. 2 shots.
He drops the first one, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 4-point ball game.
No mistakes there. I think you can close the book on this one, guys. It's done.
There's Parker with the 3. Connects! And that shot brings them to within just 1. And now an intentional foul. They need the ball back as soon as possible.
That's his second personal foul. 15 foul. At the line for the Trailblazers, Wesley Matthews. At the line for 2.
He hits the first one, and that will put them up by 2. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 3-point game.
Huge free throws there, and that could be the difference. It will force, more than likely, a desperation 3-point attempt.
To tie it up. Oh, he couldn't make that shot go to force overtime. Ends with a big win by Portland in a tight game. Clark, it was anybody's game right to the very end.
Yeah, it was. The coach is happy with the outcome. This team kept their emotions in check and got it done.
And that about wraps it up for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA presented by 2K Sports. And now, Jordan presents our player of the game, Damian Lillard.